Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining today from the Department of Trade Consumer Protection on your Internet Safety Month. Michelle, she's back. She's ready to rock and roll. And I love your background. Mine's dark and, kind of cloudy. Yours is like bright and awesome.
Well, bright and awesome and pointing it right at you. Identity theft prevention. Let's get to it.
We shall. And this focus is going to be on search results and whether you trust them or not. The search results on anything is definitely interesting now more than ever. Certainly, you throw in the AI piece, you throw in just multiple different ways of finding content or information. But how do you really trust it? So the conversation today is going to be kind of interesting. But as a whole, Internet Safety Month, what is it? Just in general, if people aren't familiar with that, we've been doing this every year.
Yeah, Internet Safety Month is really a time to take inventory and stock about how you use the internet and what the internet can provide to you, but as well as the steps you need to take to be sure that you're safe on the internet. And what practices do you have for maintenance? It's very similar to Cybersecurity Awareness Month in October. That's more robust on the all the little tips that we're going to have on maintaining and updating. And Internet Safety Month, we try and pick a few topics here and there to make sure we're having that very robust and well-rounded education. And so today we thought we'd talk about search results because they can't always be trusted and people may not be aware of that depending upon their usage or really their specific and detailed look at what they're getting.
All right, so we're going to put on your thinking cap here and ask you about search engine optimization. It's the first kind of topic as far as searches go. What does that mean to somebody as they're using search in any capacity?
Well, let's break down search engine. What is that? That's the tool people use to find a result of something that they're seeking information about. Maybe that's because they want to check out something, get advice, look at reviews, or look at what resources are available to them. But think Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, Firefox. I mean, there's so many different options out there that are available to you. So that's the engine, and they're programmed to display results that are most likely to be what you're searching for based on what you've entered. And then these results can be influenced by legitimate businesses, but they can also be influenced by scammers to make their website appear first in the search engines to maximize the number of visits that come to them. And that's what they're seeking here, to really defraud you, because if they can get you to visit their imposter website, that scammer, or their fake result and get you to communicate with them, that's great. They've now accomplished their goal to take your money or your information. Scammers can use bots, keywords, phrases generated by artificial intelligence, that are going to be more common that people use. Maybe they try and boost their fraudulent website in a search result as well, using the paid service aspect of it.
Yeah, and that was what I was just going to ask you. You kind of crossed over the paid service component and that the first results may be paid for. They could be paid for by a legitimate company or it could be a scam. How do you really know one way or the other if it is or isn't? I mean, you recognize that they're definitely influenced and they're up there at the top, but how do you really know?
Yeah. Well, a lot of them are labeling them when they're paid. Sponsored, you're going to see that. You might see advertisement or advertised. So you know that those first few, I've seen up to five that have been with the sponsored label to where that's going to be the result. They are trying to influence you by being first. And so you'll more likely go to them because it's what you think you want. Now, that could be a legitimate company name, it could be a legitimate government service, or it could be misleading taglines that are being used by the scammers to make their website think it's better than it is and it's really someone else. Scammers have put phone numbers next to a trusted company name or an imposter website to really just trick consumers. So we need to be cautious. And how do you really know? You have awareness that this can exist. So you take your time to vet the information that you think is legitimate.
That is the key here. So you kind of mentioned a couple of these, but the first results are always not the best results, and that is true in a lot of sense. Like if you're going out and looking for contractors, you probably look for more than one contractor. If you're, finding a loan, you're probably looking at multiple companies. So same thing applies here. Do some research. Look beyond just that first best result.
That's right. Take your time, even when you're in a hurry and you're looking for that company name, take the time to scroll down and see what else is there. Because the legitimate one that isn't influenced and isn't an advertisement will still show up. That's the ad. If you scroll down, you could see the exact same result a little lower, but that's going to be something that you can trust a little bit more. You still need to look at it closely. Is the O a zero or the zero an O? So are you going to a good URL or a bad? And so that's the next tip, is to just type it in when you know it. If you are always going to a particular place to shop, and you've had success there, bookmark it, but also type it in yourself to make sure you're ending up with that company, that charity, that research platform that you want to go to each and every time. That's going to be one of the best things. And never assume that a phone number which appears in a search is the real one without further research and information. And that means looking at some other results, opening a good old-fashioned phone book, if you will, and just checking things out.
What's this phone book that you're saying?
They
I heard of that before.
exist. They exist.
I do like the idea of typing into the website and making sure it's legit. I've seen search results where it's the company that I've used many times, and another company spoofed their name, and it took you to the competitor's site. I'm like, you're really terrible for doing that. But nevertheless, taking some time, doing some research, and if you do think that you were on a fraudulent website and you figure it out, and you've probably typed in some data or bought whatever the case may be, what can somebody do to in those next steps if they're just like, uh-oh, I don't know what to do? Do they call you? Do they? What can they do?
Absolutely. You can call consumer protection. You're going to want to clear your history, clear the cookies and things because you don't want to end up there again. But call consumer protection. We can give you some tips. We can tell you different things you can do to protect your information depending upon how engaged and how detailed the transaction got. You may need to be contacting your credit card company to cancel something if you've gone all the way through a transaction. But there's different levels and layers of things that you're going to want to do there. So call the DATCP Consumer Protection Hotline, 1-800-422-7128, or go to our website at datcp.wi.gov.
All right, Michelle, always a pleasure. Happy Internet Safety Month to you, and thank you guys for continuing to share great information. I think this is a great topic, and look forward to having more chats with you.
Well, thank you.